Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Nancy Stanley, physical therapist, life coach, and health coach. And today I'm cooking taco soup. And you think, well, it's kind of spring. That's kind of winter weather stuff. But we're going to the beach. My husband's not able to go this time. So I'm leaving him some food. I like to leave him some food, even though he says, I can manage. I'm like, I want you to have some healthy food because, he'll go to Wendy's, he eats the burger and pulls off the bread. He does pretty good, but I want him to have some good, healthy food. And I'm going to take some with us. So I wanted to show you how quick and easy it is to make taco soup without unhealthy seasonings, okay? Because those little taco mix things that you buy, they're going to have maltodextrin in them. They're going to have a lot of things in them that you really don't want in your body. I call them poison. Or toxin. Yeah. Hey, Pat. Good to see you. Hey, Elizabeth. Good to see you, too. Okay. So thank y'all for joining me today. This is going to be quick and easy. So what I've got here, you see I've got 2 pans going, and the reason is because I'm making a lot. I should have gotten my big pot out, but I wasn't thinking ahead, really. But so that's about 3.5 pounds of meat, we'll say 3 pounds of meat, all right? And organic grass-fed beef. And then I put 3 onions, so that's about an onion per pound. And then I put a half a green pepper. No, I didn't put any green pepper in this. I don't usually put green pepper. But I put about 6 garlic cloves. I love fresh garlic. And let me show you my little gadget. That I've had this for a while and I kind of quit using it, but this is my garlic smash and it works so good. You see what it looks like? I think I bought it at the grocery store. And you just, I whack my garlic to get the paper off the outside, the skin. And then I just smash that and then you just look, I'm just going to pull this camera over here and I'm going to just show you how I do it. All right, so here we go. All right, so here's the garlic right here. So I just take my knife, I put it in there, and I just pop out a garlic, okay? And you want to get organic garlic if you can, your garlic and onion, if you can find organic. And then I just take the side of my knife, and I just whack it like that. And what that does is it makes the skin, I got 2 pieces there, it makes the skin on the outside pop loose, and then you can just pull it off. Sometimes I don't do it enough, you have to do it. And I will cut the root off there, and then I just smash it like that. Now, what you'll find a lot of times with garlic, very often, and even with onion, there's going to be a sprout in the middle. You don't want to eat that. You want to open it up and take that out because that's not going to be tasty. And so I just pull it out. There it is. You see, it's a sprout. It's not going to be as tasty. And then I just lay it down, put my little smasher on there, and see what happens. I just keep smashing until I've gotten as much of it through. There it is. So you see how that does? Now I just come over here to my pot. Let me get you back in the best spot. I think I need to back you up a little bit so you can see everything. There we go. And then I just take my knife and scrape it off. And if I've really smashed it good, I can just scrape off the back too because that's smashed as well. And then I'll do 4, 5, 6 more of them. We love garlic, and especially fresh garlic. Okay, so I'm going to give you this recipe in an email, but I wanted to show you how I do it. All right, and then I've got, I put I guess this is a quart, yeah. Well, no, 16 ounces. Yeah, all right. I put one of these in there, so I split it between the 2, and I may need some more, okay? But I brown the meat, I brown the onions, I brown the garlic first, and then here we go. Let me get you up again. All right, you can kind of see there. And then I added 3 cans of tomato paste, so a can for each pound. And I get this at Costco. It's organic tomato paste by Kirkland, all right? And it's very tasty. I really, really like it. And then I put in my spices next because I want, I like for my spices to kind of simmer in there a little bit. And then I'll add in the rest of the tomatoes. So here's the spices I use. So this is crushed pepper, red pepper, and it's hot. So I'm just gonna do a few shakes in each thing because I got children gonna be eating this. So I don't want it too hot, but it does definitely add a delicious flavor to it. I'm gonna tell you, that red pepper is really good. All right, and then I've got some smoked paprika. So this is my taco seasoning that I make myself. All right, so for each pound, I'm gonna put about a half a tablespoon of the red smoked paprika. And it's kind of clumped up. So about a tablespoon and a half. And that just gives it a good flavor. I love paprika. And then I'm going to add chili powder. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon for the 3 pounds. And so here we go. Fill this up. This is a tablespoon. Oops, a little bit more, but that won't hurt. Maybe I'll dump a little bit back in because I don't want to get it too hot. And then I'm going to put about a tablespoon and a half of Italian seasoning. And this is that Simply Organic. I buy that at the local store. So here we go with a tablespoon. I'm going to shake that one in there and a little bit of that in there. And I'll add about a half a tablespoon more. You see, these are not totally accurate measurements, but they're pretty close. All right, and then I'm going to add my favorite thing, which is cumin, and I will add about, let's see, about 2 tablespoons for the 3 pounds, okay? And that's what gives it that Mexican flavor. All right, so what else do I have? Okay, so I'm going to stir this around, just kind of mix it up in there, and then I'll add the rest of my tomatoes. Now, this is how I make my chili as well. You know, I just don't add, you know, the difference is I add a little bit more, what do I add? Probably, I don't know, it's really about the same. I do add corn just because my kids love the corn in there, so I usually buy a can of organic corn and put in there whole kernel corn. But I'm about to add a half a can of diced tomatoes and in each one, and then a half a can in each one of crushed tomatoes, okay? I kind of like the chunkiness of the diced tomatoes, but, you know, this is all just a preference for me. You know, I've been cooking a long time and kind of know what my family loves. Now, in a few minutes, after this kind of all gets stirred up together, I probably am going to add, you could add this. Sometimes if I've got a leftover bottle of this salsa verde, I will add it in here just because, you know, it's going to go to waste if I'm not going to have tacos anytime soon. So I just put it in there. It's, you know, it's got nourishment in it, so I'm not going to throw away what has nourishment. I'm definitely not. So I'm going to turn my stove up just a little bit. Yep. And I'm kind of checking my thickness of it, and I had put salt in there when I browned the meat, so I did put salt and pepper in there. And then I'm going to add, I think I'm going to add, because this is pretty thick. You see, it's really thick. So I'm going to add another container of this kettle and fire. And you see, I got my scissors out, cutting this off. And do you know why? Because last Friday night, I tried to use my teeth, not to open this, but to open a package of cheese. You know how it has that little string across the top? And I couldn't pull it. My hand kept slipping. So I just put my little teeth up there, and my front tooth broke in half. Yes, my front tooth broke in half. So, of course, I had to wait until Monday to get it fixed. And actually, it was Tuesday. $330 later, you know, I did get it fixed. So I just want to encourage you, don't use your teeth for tools. Your teeth are made to eat, not to open things. Here I got a big piece of whatever that is, some kind of Italian seasoning, thyme probably. All right, so I'm going to stir this up. I'm going to add these I've drained this corn. I'm going to put about a half a can in each one. And you could add black beans. Black beans do have carbs, but they also have protein. So it's just kind of up to you what you're eating. But typically, I don't add the beans just because we're trying to keep our carbs, you know, to a minimum. But you see, that's going to be a big, big pot full. but it's gonna be delicious. And honestly, it's ready to eat once you kind of pull all this together, but I will let it simmer a little bit. I think I got more corn in that one, so I'm gonna put it over here in that one. And let me just look over here and make sure I didn't forget anything. I don't think so, but I am gonna give it a little taste just to make sure that it's good, but it needs some more salt. And let me find that. Here it is. So again, you want to make sure you're using your real salt. And I'm just going to give it a few shakes. The reason we use real salt is because it's got your micronutrients in it. It's got trace minerals. And you can see them in there. I might need to refill my thing. So this is going to be a really wholesome. And you know, you could serve this, the way I usually serve it is I have this, and I have sour cream sitting by, and I have grated cheese, and it just makes a delicious meal. And I have some chips. I use Siete chips because they don't have any gluten in them. They're not cooked with toxic oils like vegetable oil, canola oil, that sort of stuff. So, you know, those toxic oils, we're finding out more and more, have a tremendous impact on our inflammation levels. So eating those things, and where do they use that a lot? Frying French fries, stir frying vegetables if you're, you know, at the restaurant. So just know that eating out a lot, you're going to be exposing yourself to these toxic oils, which are, you know, they're just not good for you. So if you've got pain, inflammatory joints, sugar along with toxic oils is what's wrong. And how do I know that? Because I've had so many clients that, I mean, just this past week I had some new clients start up in my 90-day challenge, and they're like, my joints aren't aching as much. I'm like, I know. It's because you're getting those toxins out, and they're in everything. They're in breads, they're in pastries, they're in pasta, they're in so many highly processed foods. And so just try to keep your foods limited to, like this has got several ingredients, but they were all one ingredient foods, okay? Like the Italian season was just seasoning. It wasn't maltodextrin and cellulose and all these other things. So just think about what you're putting in your mouth and how it's going to serve you. Is it going to help nourish your body, or is it going to cause inflammation and other things? So it really is something to really, really consider, because I was telling my instructor this morning at my bar class, I said, you know, I don't know if my children and my grandchildren realize how hard I am working to stay active so I can enjoy them. I mean, I had grandchildren, I guess, when I was, 58 or 57, something like that. So a little bit later than most of my friends. Some of my friends had them earlier. But I want to stay active. I don't want to be watching. I don't want to be sitting on the bench watching from the sideline, or staying at home and hearing about it when they get back. I want to be involved. And so I see some of y'all on here that are like me. You join my challenge, and you know you really do want to be healthy. So I'm turning this down to really low because I just want it to simmer, and then we're going to be really enjoying this. And I'm sure you will enjoy it when you make it too. So if I don't have your email, I need your email. I can't promise you it's going to be going out this week because I'm leaving in the morning to go on vacation, but it will be coming out soon. And I want you to, in the comments here below, here's what I want you to say. I want you to put in the comments, it's put free from toxic oils. Just say that in the comments, free from toxic oils. And my whole purpose of saying it like that is just to say, okay, I'm making this as a confession that I want to be free from toxic oils and sugars, you know, especially high fructose corn syrup. It's in everything. It really is. And so even in your mayonnaise, in your salad dressings, just turn them around and look at them. And on the back, if it says canola oil or vegetable oil, that's not for you. It's not going to fuel your body any better. So make up your own salad dressing. Use some avocado oil along with some balsamic vinegar or rice vinegar, and add a little, mustard to it. Maybe a little stevia if you like it a little sweet. Make your dressing, your homemade dressing, using fresh herbs and ingredients along with some buttermilk, and instead of buying it out of the bottle, because if you turn that bottle around and look at it, it's going to have some toxic things. Even the mixes are going to have toxic things in them. So we're getting so many toxins from the environment, like from, turn this around a little bit, get you up straight, like from plastics. I would strongly encourage you to move away. You see over here, I've switched to these glass containers, and so that way I can pop them in the microwave, and I'm not using plastics, paper plates, plastic cups. All of those, those chemicals from those products are leaching into our body, and I don't want that. Look at our society, how far we've gone away from just being healthy. I mean, if you see pictures from even the 60s and 70s when I was growing up, there were not that many people that were obese and had disease, but now 93% of the America is metabolically not flexible. So this is a very serious thing. This isn't something to scoff at. It's not something to, think, well, I'm not that bad. I would encourage you to do everything you can to be as healthy as you can, because, we only get one chance at this, and we only get this one body, and I believe we should honor it by fueling it, putting things in it that's going to make it perform. I know at 67 years old, my body, when I fuel it properly, which I do most of the time, it performs for a 67-year-old like a well-oiled machine. And then I'm adding on top of that, I'm adding some strength training because I don't want to lose my muscle. And I'm adding stability training, and I'm walking, and I'm getting sun, and I really work hard on getting my sleep and drinking my water. You see I've got my water here, and I want to introduce you to a new electrolyte. Okay, it's called SALTT. I know that's backward, but and I just got it in the mail a couple of days ago. It has some different ingredients than a previous one that I was using, and I got the sampler pack because I wanted to try I didn't want to buy a whole pack of a flavor and then it get here and me not like it, because it was about $40 for the whole pack. But this little sampler pack was free. I just paid for shipping, and I do like it. So I just want to encourage you. I'll put a link in the comments for where you can get this off Amazon. And is there anywhere else to get things besides Amazon? So if you want this link, I can text it to you. Just put SALT, SALTT, in the comments, and I'll send it over to you. Okay, it was great visiting with you today, and let's talk soon.